What will Brexit mean for trade with Africa? Earlier, the British government announced that if the country leaves the EU without a deal, imports into the UK will be tariff-free. But with just 2.5 weeks to go until departure day and still no clear way forward, can Africa take the UK seriously? It's a question I asked the UK Minister of State for International Development, Harriet Baldwin.
When we look back on this period, we will see that we are making some fairly minor administrative changes to the trading relationships with our nearest and closest friends, and that there will be no serious impact in terms of the relationship that we have with our very, very many friends in Africa. So this is not something that is of, I think, historic relevance to the very important and increasing presence that the UK is planning to have across Africa.
I'm sorry, how can you say that when less than 3 weeks before leaving, 2.5 weeks before we're supposed to leave the EU? We don't know how, we don't know if, we just don't know what is happening. How are countries on the continent or anywhere else supposed to look to the UK with confidence and trust what you've said?
I think what we're demonstrating is that where you have these big political challenges, that the UK will deal with these things through a process democratically, through votes in Parliament, through strong debate on the media and elsewhere. But at the same time, we will find a way through this so that we can continue to have that very, very close relationship with our European neighbours.
Well, one country that will be watching what happens with Brexit very closely is Kenya. The UK is its second most important export destination, and the country's High Commissioner to Britain is Manoa Esipisu, and he joins me now. Thank you so much for your time. Lots of uncertainty. How are businesses in Kenya? What are you hearing from people about how they feel about all of this?
Well, first, we have a very strong relationship with Britain, traditionally. More than 200 British companies, 2.5 billion pounds in investment. We have been very open about our thoughts to them. They have been very open to us. The Prime Minister visited Kenya last year. She assured us that our products would still be able to reach this market duty-free. And we do expect that would be the position. Obviously, our tea farmers, coffee farmers, fresh fruits, and flowers. Those would be people watching this very keenly, because 56% of black teas come here, and 27% of our fresh produce come here.
Trade has actually been falling with the UK, hasn't it? Why is that? And are you hoping to turn that around?
I think some of that is on our side, greater competition from other countries. In Africa, for instance, the Gambia with dwarf beans, for instance, South Africa with baby corn. Those are things that they are competing evenly with Kenya. What we have to do is greater beneficiation, so value addition, better production. Those things would help deal with protecting our market here.
What kind of things will you be looking for from the UK long term? I mean, I'm thinking about things like, for example, in terms of dealing with the EU, goods that are processed, that have value added, have higher tariff structures. Are you looking to try and change that when it comes to the UK?
Not necessarily. What we need to do is, first of all, get a non-disruptive Brexit. Which pretty much means that UK investors can decide to put their money in Kenya in key pillars of agriculture, in health, in manufacturing, the things that the president wants to make great progress on during his term in office. If that does happen, then with non-disruptive Brexit, there is predictability. People can move forward knowing that this is how the United Kingdom wants to deal with Africa, wants to relate in terms of trade, and wants to relate in terms of bilateral relations. Those are the things that are key to us.
High Commissioner, it's been fantastic to have you with us. Could talk for ages, but we're right out of time. Thank you.